Welcome to the Winner Will podcast for athletes, parents, and coaches. I'm Giselle Kruger, creator and founder of the Winner Will, where we help elite student athletes perform under pressure in sport, school, and life. Welcome to part 2 of the introduction to the Winner Will. You know, I love working with people who want to get better at something, people who want to become the very best they can be at whatever it is they're doing. And in particular, I love working with developing student athletes who are pursuing excellence in their sport. And that's what this Winner Will podcast is all about. It's for you and about you as you navigate that path you're on as an elite athlete. So today I'm going to create a word picture for you that will give you a greater perspective of the realities of being on that path toward excellence in your sport. I want you to picture yourself on a strong foundation. That's how I see you. I see each athlete I work with on this foundation, and the pillars, so to speak, are in that foundation, are things like family and all your friends that you have, school and all the knowledge you possess already. You have values that have been instilled by your family. Perhaps you have experiences from other activities you're involved in, influences from your grandparents, other extended family. And maybe you've had the privilege to travel. So I see you as a whole person on a foundation. And this process, the Winner Will process, this mental and emotional training, is simply one more pillar in that foundation, one more tool for you to utilize for your growth and development. So now imagine yourself moving forward and toward what it is you want. So that's the question I have for you. What do you want? It's a question of your will, actually. In other words, what motivates you to be doing what you're doing? Like, what are you moving toward? What drives you? Take a few minutes to write down what it is you actually want as an athlete. So is it to maybe be a starter? Is it to be the go-to player? Maybe to be a leader, to get a personal best, win a championship? Maybe it's to be able to be the one to peak under pressure. Is it to be the very best you can be? So you've written down what it is you want. That's great. And if you're like any of the hundreds of athletes I've worked with, there are often obstacles that keep you from getting what you want. Think about it. Are there obstacles that stand in your way as you move toward what it is that you want? And let's just talk about obstacles for a moment. Obstacles can come in many forms, but generally they're either physical obstacles or mental and emotional obstacles. So the physical obstacles can be things to do with your nutrition, fueling your body, hydration, sleep, physical training, and stress. Things that may be holding you back that have to do with your physical body or your skill development. And the mental and emotional obstacles can be things like lack of confidence, fear and anxiousness, not in control of your emotions, negative or incorrect thinking, catastrophizing things, maybe not understanding how much power you have over your stress response, worrying about what other people think of you. Relationships are often a mental and emotional obstacle with your coaches or your teammates or others in your life that may be affecting your performance. So the very common word picture used here is of an iceberg, where 20% of the iceberg is visible and easily seen above the surface, and 80% of the iceberg is not visible, not easily seen, and it's below the surface. So the physical obstacles in sport are the most obvious because they're above the surface. For the most part, they're easily seen and recognized. They reside in the physical, the body. But the obstacles that are deeper beneath the surface are subtler and reside in the soul, your mind, your will, and your emotions, and are not easily seen and recognized. These are the mental and emotional obstacles. It's these obstacles that, when exposed and overcome by implementing the necessary strategies, it's that will help you be the one to perform under pressure. It'll take your performance to a whole new level. You will be the one who captures the attention of coaches who are looking for athletes who are fierce competitors. So what do you think? Do you have any obstacles in your performance? I want you to write down what you think is an obstacle that keeps you from playing your best when your best is needed. So think about it. What are the things that keep you from getting what you want? And when you're done, I want you to imagine placing your obstacle on that iceberg diagram. You decide whether your obstacle is physical or mental and emotional, whether it belongs in the body section above the surface or the soul section of the iceberg below the surface. And here's the thing. No matter what sport, or whether it's female or male athletes I'm working with, it doesn't matter the age group from 13 to 25, it's always the same. The majority of the obstacles are placed beneath the surface. Obstacles that have to do with the mental and emotional part of the game, things that are not easily seen and recognized. Yet most young athletes only train the physical component, their bodies and their skills. And the 20% that's above the surface, it's all that physical that they're training, and they ignore or they don't know how to train the 80% that sports psychologists say has the most impact on performance. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to talk to you about the Winner Will 3-step process and how that can help you expose and deal with any obstacles that impede your performance.